Hello everyone, welcome to another vlog from a park that I frequently visited, but I believe that most people would rather that I don't. And I honestly wasn't sure whether or not I'd come here this year. There's not much really for me to cover. I've been here so many times over the last 4, and there's really been not that many new attractions other than Star Voyager recently. But we all know where we are. It's Marineland. Yes, the most controversial park in North America and possibly the world. Just want to cover the park and see where it's at, because it's really at a tenuous place in its history where we don't entirely know whether or not it has a future ahead of it. So I'm here because I'm not really sure if this might be one of the last times I do get to enjoy the park in its current form or in any form there otherwise. So come along, we'll try to cover a couple changes that have happened, say, in the off season, if any, and obviously we'll do some on-ride POVs of some of the major attractions, cover stuff that's not open, and give you a general feel of the park in this quick vlog for 2023. It's Marineland on First Drop. Just to give you a bit of a rides update here at Marineland, not much has changed from last year, unfortunately. This attraction, which actually now had its sign removed, is definitely not coming back into service, despite some of the gear mechanisms and stuff still being in place, but literally nothing has changed. It has not been touched. In fact, I thought I saw some ride vehicles, but unfortunately I did not. It also reflects a different era of the past in this particular park that obviously has seen its day. Ocean Odyssey, however, is still running, which is the most attractive flat in the park, I would say, from an aesthetic standpoint. Unfortunately, though, the Flying Dragon, one of my favorite rides here, is not operable, although there is a attendant in the station, so let's not presume anything and walk over and see if we can get on the Flying Dragon. We haven't had an on-ride POV of this ride before. I believe I hear a motor. Let's go on the Flying Dragon. Really amazing entrance to this attraction. I love it so much. It's nothing special, but it's just well constructed. Alright, looks like you're ready to go. I bet you as soon as I go on this thing, a bunch of people will arrive. Alright, alright, thanks, man. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah. We can feel it in the stomach. Hey, boy! Woo! Oh yeah, baby. Oh! Now that we're on, watch them come. Right on cue, here they come. Well, I didn't get held at the top. They're getting a different cycle than I got. That is not the same cycle. I am annoyed. We're gonna go back on because that was twice as long as what I got for my cycle, so stay tuned. Maybe another POV coming up.
I'm not going on.
Thank you. All right, one more time. Ooh. Ah! Woo! Chest up for the GoPro, baby. Woo! Oh, he's giving us a cycle now. Ah! the hold. Just chilling up here. Oh, we gotta go back down. Yeah! Woo! Woo! Alright, we decided to put Flying Dragon to work there, and that we did. I want to give a shout out to those two girls though that were on the ride with me, because they managed to get a decent cycle out of the guy, whereas the first ride was anything but a decent cycle. Yeah, wave swinger going on in the background. Flying Dragon, that's still an excellent ride. I don't care what anybody says. It's one of the best flats in the country still. If you like that stomach sensation on a ride, you're going to get it on that. And when you get a good cycle like we got that second time and the third time, because why not? Let's just ride it again. Especially because there's not that many rides here right now. I hate to say it, and I just got to be honest about it. Controversy aside, this park really hasn't had the advantage of being able to open many of its rides, because everything that's going on with this park in the last couple of years, the controversy, the lack of attendance, results in this Husk Condor just sitting here kind of half lifted. It's at least moved, because the last time I was here it was on the ground, temporarily out of service, it says. Another comment that's often made is how empty the park is, and I will admit this is the most empty I've ever seen it. Meanwhile, Flying Dragon is running in the background. I stand by my theory that, you know, I get rides running. And magic is unfortunately out of order. It wasn't last year. They managed to get it running up again, and honestly, I don't think it's actually out of order. I think it's just not actually running today. It doesn't look like it really has anything wrong with it, because in the past, if you look at other vlogs, there was certainly a lot going on when they were trying to fix it. It appears there's a new addition to the family here at the bear enclosure. I will admit as well, this is not the area of the park that I favor all that much. It is definitely too small. But they have a newborn. Our beloved Dragon Mountain, Canada's strangest coaster, Canada's weirdest coaster, Canada's longest coaster, Canada's claim to roller coaster fame. It is thankfully up and running, which means that we're going to go and get a couple rides on it immediately. One little hint for anyone that's actually coming here to visit is that if you want to know what rides are actually going to be probably open this season, you need to just look for the new signs with all the safety regulations, which I guess were not there before, but they're pretty prominent looking right now and kind of an eyesore, considering how much care actually went into the detailing of this park in the past to keep everything kind of looking uniform. Yeah, they do look a little bit out of place, so I think that's a dead giveaway of what's actually going to be operating this season, so I'll cover that after this ride on Dragon Mountain. just did 3 rides in a row on Dragon Mountain. Excellent operations, I have to say. Not so much for the throughput, they don't have to worry about that, it's only on 1 train service. Although curiously enough, it looks like they have a 2nd train getting ready, and a 3rd train there that's been used for parts for the other 2 trains. Another brief conversation with the attendants there, they discussed the fact that most of the rides that aren't running, that being Magic, Star Voyager, I think that's kind of it. Yeah, mainly Magic and Star Voyager. Those rides, maintenance are trying to get running. They have no firm information about whether or not those rides will be available this season. I will say though that they are advertised on the website, so it would seem odd that they won't be available at some point, say maybe by Canada Day. But I just have to say, I love Dragon Mountain. I think it is a fantastic ride. It's not the most intense, it's not the most forceful, but it is just such a unique roller coaster that it just, as odd as it is, it really never leaves you bored. Even though it has those long sections of track of which nothing really happens, but it takes it at good speed. The ride has been pretty smooth. I said that to the attendants today, that's 3 rides in a row and I've got 0 head rattle, and that's not normal for an aero looper of any sort. So yeah, it's actually pretty well maintained. It's unfortunate that the ride behind me is not actually operating today. You have like weeds and stuff kind of growing in the exit area, which, you know, I gotta say, that's not a good sign. Especially since this ride only opened 2 years ago. And now it's just sitting here dormant. And it's a fantastic ride too. As one of the ops said, you know, part of the reason why these rides aren't functioning partially could be because of financial constraints, because the less rides open means less ride operators and less shifts. As one of the ops did tell me, he said, I'd like Star Voyager to be open because that would mean I would get more shifts. But besides that, it's running superbly. It's not like the smoothest steel coaster by any stretch, and not even the smoothest aero that I've ridden even this year. That would be Canyon Blaster in Vegas, but yeah, it's a classic ride, and as long as it's here, I think I'm going to continue coming to this park just to ride that ride, just to give it the respect that it deserves. There are more seagulls here than there are peoples. Where are you going? You coming with me to SkyScreamer? Alright, fine. Part of the Marineland experience is the ascent. The ascent that you have to do every time you come to this park, because a man-made mountain is located in the center of it, of which SkyScreamer is placed. And in order to get to that 450-foot tall attraction, well, at least 450 feet when you get to the top of it at least, you gotta climb up the mountain. I know that every single time I've done a vlog from here, I have documented this climb, which maybe I should just give up on. We all know how brutal it is. We all know this thing needs a funicular to go up this hill. I don't know what they were thinking when they did it, other than obviously to make a high attraction. And we've arrived just before 6. what a view. Alright, here comes the hard part.
Go again?
Yeah, I want to do it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same seat or you want to change the seat?
Ah, this is the best view, so.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. All the other ones aren't so good. All right, we go again. There we go. Whoa, whoa. Major floater at the top there, like just ridiculous floater. All right, one more time down. Hoy! We'll get you every time. See what you like, ladies and gentlemen, about this park. As far as I'm concerned, that's one of the best drop towers in the world. It'll probably never get topped. Two rides in a row on SkyScreamer there. In fact, I let the GoPro just roll on as we did that second descent. That is one of the best drop towers in the world. I have to say, at least in the top three. I don't care what anyone says. The view, the double shot of the boost up and down, the pure height of that ride. Yeah, and the force is ridiculous. That floater after the first launch, when you're at the top, 450 feet in the air, and you're popped right out of your seat, right at the summit. That is a fantastic flat ride. 8 rides on Dragon Mountain later. We're all done for the day. In fact, that was the last train that I was on for a front seat ride. Did 2 in a row in the front, did 1 in the back, did 2 more in the back, did 1 in the middle. Yeah, you really had all the time in the world to enjoy and appreciate this particular legendary ride, which some people on the last train even said, it's the whole reason we're here, is to ride this ride. As I said before, and then I'm sure I lost track of what I was saying, I fear for the future of this park. Now, I'm sure its legion of protesters will be happy for that analysis, but when you look at the state of it right now, not that it's poorly maintained, in fact, it seems to be as well maintained as it always has. There's nobody here. It is park closed. The park is just closed. We were on the last train leaving for the day. The bears are now relaxing out and finishing off their day. I mean, the vibe of the park has been fantastic in the sense that the staff has been very, they're not the most falsely happy as you'll see in many chain parks, but they're genuine, they're very sociable, they want to talk about the rides, they appreciate the rides. Some of the ride ops here are in plain clothes and just re-riding rides, as was the case with SkyScreamer, with one girl who actually went on it way more than I did. I kind of felt bad, I should have stayed there, but I got my final rides on Dragon Mountain. I don't want to see this park leave. I wish that someone would come in with deep pockets, like I said, and invested, really bring it to the potential that it needs to be, because if we had a actual park where, say, in this section you had rides where you have just like empty space and reasons for people to actually have their imagination captured. We're talking about, this is a project that needs a fresh breath of air in many regards, but there is of course unlimited potential for that which is here already. We all know the SeaWorld story and how they've transformed themselves. Now they're amongst the #1 theme park chains in the world as far as success stories are concerned in the recent years. So it's not an impossible task. It's almost like this park is cursed, and that anyone that would potentially want to take it on, I think, would be too afraid to even undertake the task. But I really, really hope someone does. Definitely enjoyed getting on Dragon Mountain for those 8 rides. Yeah, anyone that rides that ride, they know. It's not the greatest roller coaster in the world, but when you do get here and you do get on it, most people love it. I can only recall in the start of this channel, one of the very first vlog I actually did from this park, one guy from Orlando that came all the way out here to do sort of like the Great Lakes amusement park tour. Dragon Mountain was his favorite ride, and that's compared to Wonderland and all the other local attractions like Waldemere and that. So hope that I'm able to come back here. I will definitely have a couple of other stories to tell, including a big one about the history of this park. But until then, thanks for dropping in.